Hi and hello, I am Athena Pondian here. Welcome to the Anatomy for the Biomedical Engineers classroom once again. Today we are going to see the functions of the respiration. In particularly, we are going to see the mechanics behind the respiration and what are the parts required for doing this particular mechanics and everything you are going to see today. Come, let me start the class. Respiration. Respiration, in the previous class itself we know that. What is that? Respiration is nothing but inhaling of the atmospheric air and exhaling of the unwanted gases present in the lung. That is the main process of respiration. According to the inhaling and the exhaling, the process of respiration can be classified into two different parts. One is inspiration and expiration. The respiration can be classified into two different parts. One is inspiration and expiration. Inspiration is nothing but inhaling of the atmospheric air. Expiration is nothing but expelling of the atmosphere, that is unwanted gases present in the lungs. This is the process. Just take a diagram of one lung. This is considered as a one lung. Of course, this is a trachea, and inside it there are bronchi, bronchioles, and everything is there. You just take an external look of the lungs. Okay, so this particular one lung is covered by so many bones and the muscles that are called as this particular pleural layer. Of course, we know that the lung is covered by the two layer called the pleural layer. The pleural layer is filled with the pleural fluid. Okay. The external pleural layer is covered by the muscle called the external costal muscle. External costal muscle. Okay. This shaded part in the internal lung is called as the internal costal muscle. It's called as the internal costal muscle. Then, in the lower region of the lung, in the lower part of the lung, we have the muscle called the diaphragm. These three muscles are very important during the time of inspiration and the expiration. See, the two processes happen during the time of respiration, that is inspiration and the expiration. Okay, so the process of during the process of inspiration, we already know that we are inhaling the atmospheric air. During the time, the particular wind bag will expand. Then only it is very comfortable for the atmospheric air to engage the inner walls of the, that is inner layer of the your lung. So for that particular reason, we need to expand the space inside the lungs. This particular internal costal muscles and the external costal muscles, that is internal costal muscles present in the inner wall of the lungs. The external costal muscles present in the outer layer of the pleura. This internal costal muscle and external costal muscles play a role. What we'll do is, during the time of inspiration, during the process of inspiration, this external costal muscle will pull the lung in this direction, right and left direction. It will pull the lungs layer in the right and left direction. Okay, it will pull the lungs. At the same time, simultaneously, the lower part, of course I already told you, that is called as a diaphragm. This particular diaphragm, it's pull the lungs in the downward direction. So this external costal muscles pull the lungs in the external region, external part, that is in the expansion part. In the diaphragm, it will pull the lungs in the downward region. Same time, this internal costal muscle push the lungs in the right and left direction. Okay, push the lungs to expand. So this is very comfortable for the lungs to expand. So during the process of this particular reason, your lungs expands. According to the Boyle's law, the pressure inside the lungs is minimum when compared to the outer side. Why? Because volume is inversely proportional to the pressure according to the Boyle's law. This is the statement. Once the volume of the lungs increases, then the pressure inside the lung is get decreased. So the inhaled atmospheric air with a low pressure, because of the volume is increased in the lungs. That volume is increased because of the pull mechanics of this external costal muscle and the diaphragm. And the internal costal muscle will push the lung in the right and left directions. So this is the reason why your volume of the lung will increases. It is very comfortable for the inspired air will engage the lungs. And the second process of respiration is expiration. So expiration is nothing but expelling of the carbon dioxide. That is unwanted gas from the lungs. The gases that is filled in the lungs, that is the impure gas, need to expelling out. So that particular walls and inner walls and outer walls need some of the pressure. Need some of the pressure to expelling the gas inside the lungs to move out. The same muscles, that is internal costal muscles, external costal muscles and diaphragm again play a role. But the antagonistic role, that is an opposite role. Here in the inspiration, the external costal muscle pull the lungs in the right and left direction. Here in the expiration part, this external costal muscles push the lungs to shrink. Okay, at the same time, this particular internal costal muscle, that is inner layer of your lungs, the internal costal muscle pull the lungs in the inner side. So the function is opposite. During the inspiration, the internal costal muscle and external costal muscle did the function straight opposite during the expiration. Okay, during the time, this diaphragm push the lungs in the upward direction. But in the inspiration, it will pull the lungs. But in the expiration, it will push the lungs. So because of this, internal costal muscle will push the lungs and diaphragm will move upward direction, push the lungs to move up. And the internal costal muscle will pull the lungs in the inward direction. The pressure get increased because the volume is get reduced. The volume, according to the Boyle's law, the volume is inversely proportional to the pressure. So once the volume of the lungs which get reduced, the pressure inside the lungs increases. Because of that particular pressure, the air present inside the walls of the lungs will moving out. So this is the simple process of inspiration and expiration. That's all about the small description about the mechanics of the respiration, or we can able to say the function of the respiration even. So in the next class, we are going to see volumes of the respirations, lung volumes. What are all the lung volumes? There are so many lung volumes are there. What are all the lung volumes are available, and what is the definition of each and every volume, and what is the range of each and every volume we're going to see in the next class. Thank you.